daycare group back over here. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we have got some exciting competitive flying this morning for you. Now the balloons, as you can see, are inbound 1,000 feet away from this field. That's about 2 miles. That's the minimum. They could go as many miles out as they'd like. They had to be at least 10,000 feet or almost 2 miles away before they could launch. Once they've launched the balloon, they may not. Coos, Superior Grill, Gold Star Trophies, United Companies, Dick Roundtree, Acadian Chiropractic, WBRZ TV, Channel 2 here in Baton Rouge. Vacation Break, Copy Quick, The Advocate, Podna's Barbecue, Jambalaya by Shake, Cellular One, the Louisiana Lottery, Summit Contractors, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Hancock Bank, Scott Groove and Associates, Old Milwaukee, George's on Perkins, and the Chinese Inn. Those are the businesses, a network of businesses that have put money together to make. I know he's got to be excited. That's James Kimball up there in that balloon. Put your hands and your voice together and cheer him into the field. And look up there, here comes a marker out of the sky, boys and girls. I believe that's one of our Canadian pilots. That may be Dale Duffy up there. And do you see the blue tail on the baggie as it falls? For all of us, boys and girls, young and old alike, here it comes down into our field area. Opportunity. Should we cheer? Should we excite him up one more time and tell him we're waiting anxiously? And there he goes. He's got it out. Oh, what a perfect drop he's got. Oh, a wonderful drop. Okay, they just handed me a note. Balloon mail will be available over at the information booth. They'll take care of you there. Lots of great beverages from Coca-Cola. Of course, our beer tent will be open. Just a lot of looking around this morning just at what was available for breakfast items. It's been great. Look at Bill Harris. Now, Bill has got a little bit of a turn there, and I'm sure he's wondering what's happening. Elder goes to that target X and try to lay it into the center, and if anybody can do it, he can. He is one wonderful pilot. I know Scott Groove and Associates, his sponsor, are really pleased with everything that he's been able to do out here this week. Look at him, just rounded it right out. Just settled in here. He's going to lay it in the center of that X. Folks, welcome Mr. Harris to our field. Absolutely. Bill, you've done a great job, buddy. Let's, can't offer you a lot of wind down here. So, well, I got to move a little bit closer so he'll climb. So again, you'll notice there's not a lot of wind here at the ground level, but there is some up above us. And back into it. Oh, he's got a beautiful direction coming in out here. And Robert Ambo right behind him there on the Coca-Cola balloon. One of our major sponsors, the great folks from Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling. We have no way to say thank you enough to them. They are so cooperative and so easy to work with. And I know they're excited to have Robert. We call him Rambo. Robert Rambo, the Ambo man, and he is their pilot because Robert said, where'd the wind go?
Take the other one. What's her name?
Go.
Chills.
This looks really encouraging. There goes David Levin's drop out of the basket. He's got a great drift, folks. It's curving. Look at it go. Oh, what a wonderful drop from David Levin up there in the red dog. Robert Ambo has his out. He's got the wind up on his. This is when his throwing arm's going to come into play. And it's out. Oh, yes. Bang, he's inside the legs of the X. What a...
Michael likes Spider-Man.
Sponsored balloons. As we get him in a little closer, we'll make him holler to us so that we can cheer him on properly. There's George Richard in the Channel 2 balloon. For our friends at WBRZ, a 4th year maybe. Sam Edwards. Hey, Sam, how are you, buddy? He's a good friend of ours. He must have come in overnight. This is great to have him back with us. Sam is our competitor number 33 coming into the north. Looks like he's got his name sign there on the side. Good for you, Sam. And he's just suspended. What beautiful flying these pilots are doing this morning. George Richard coming in right behind him with the Channel 2 balloon. The balloon with balloons in it. It's wonderful to see in 1989 when we first came to Baton Rouge, our friend's right on the center. He says, I'm getting close. Of course, we can see George Richard. He's going to put his throwing arm to work here in a moment, I'll bet. Let's welcome George Richard, the Channel 2 team, right over the field. Let's watch what Sam does here. Look at this. Beautiful drops that we've got going on.
No, he still got it.
And tossed it right out. Oh, and he hit the X! Look at Wayne behind it. He says, I think I'll bend a little bit here and kind of sneak here between the trees. And that's just what he's doing. Can you imagine just floating along that gently? It is the most exhilarating feeling in the world. And I don't know of a balloonist out here who couldn't agree with me. The kind of a morning that you... Actually, what I think Wayne wants to do is combine a double job of flying it. I know, oh, he turned it around so you can see that Marriott residency in the sign, because he is, I know I've flown with them before, worked with them on promotions, and they're excited to have him back. And have him here, I'll tell you what, this is one of the men we're going to watch during the North American Championships. Very, very closely, the champion.
Beautiful.
Oh, and there is Don Keogh up there, ladies and gentlemen. The Louisiana Lottery balloon, they call that one hot sauce. That's right. And you know, he has some friends on board today. Murph's over in French Settlement, Mr. and Mrs. Murphy. They're on board with him this morning. They are ready to sell each of you a hot sauce ticket. Get them while they're hot. Hot sauce tickets. You can win $5,000 or a brand new. Has to hit the announcer with his marker. I think I'll stay undercover. Yay! I think he decided he was going to either him or Don. Don, was that your bag? He said we can see Scott Schumacher still out there in the Advocate balloon and Bubbles Beard with temporary for Allied Signal. We hope you've enjoyed it. On behalf of our major sponsors, the wonderful folks from Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling, the folks from WBRZ Channel 2, Acadian Ambulance, the Cracker Barrel, I forgot them there, the Premier Olds Dealers, and I don't want to ever forget them because they've supplied all these beautiful official vehicles, engineered intelligence from the Premier Olds Dealers. We thank you for being with us. Please feel the bang-up job. Again, our major sponsors, the folks, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola, Bottling, WBRZ Channel 2, Acadian Ambulance, Cracker Barrel, Hilo on the Supply, Baton Rouge Hilton, and of course today's special sponsor and a major sponsor out here, your Premier Olds Dealers, the Oldsmobile Balloon. Steve Garrett, watching Steve Garrett, the Capital Cities balloon. I think Steve has decided to heck with the target. I'm going with the keys. Now, as he gets in just a little bit closer, we're going to have you welcome. He's our first balloonist in this morning. Okay. He'll deserve that. Winds are lightening up a little bit. This morning's pretty fun here in the back. Steve says, I'm taking a shot at those keys. I want them. And I don't blame him. Not in the least. We can see him bend. That'll give him the beginning of a nice control. George Richard on the far end of the field. How about cheering him in this morning? I'll tell you what, one more lot over, he'd have nailed that one. George blowing his horn on the way through the field this morning. Look at the pack of balloons behind us.
Can we go chase them next?
Terry Hoff. Terry Hoff, please report to our information booth. We understand you be target out here. Did a nice job around that one out, George. He's not allowed to touch the ground. We just kind of sneaked it through there. Our emergency first aid specialists, they have been with us right from the beginning. On board is a major now. What a great group of professional men and women they are. We thank them for their support and their help. We hope that you will help in Texas.
Mom remembered anyway. She wasn't going to miss out on church anyway.
Guy is sponsored by the folks at Mr. Gaddy's. Down and out. Enjoy the flight in. Young Todd, Harold, enjoying their flight. Look at Guy Gauthier up here. He says, I'm looking for a little turn. We can see,
What are you doing?
looked like Todd had his baggie out there for a heartbeat. Yellow balloon with the orange, black, and red stripes. Now, sponsored by our friends in the competition from Channel 2 WBRZ. Team between Scott Grimm and Associates and WBRZ. Wait a minute, has Elmore got a shot at those keys? What do you think, folks? Encourage him in. Almost. But Owen Keown's coming in. He's got a lineup. He's the other side of Roy Caton in the Bud Balloon and Bubba Cliver right behind him. Here comes Pat Cannon from the fast track team. He's behind, what appears to be behind the Bud team from Southern Beverage. Paul Smith with the Baton Rouge Hilton out there in the red and yellow balloon. There's Bubba Cliver, of course, for Burger King. And there's David Melton, the Coca-Cola team, as they start coming in groves out here. As of early this morning, before today's flight, Paul Smith in the yellow and red balloon was in the lead in this championship. Today's drops, of course, could change all that. The lead is so tightly packed. With only a few hundred points in the first, he has the beautiful blue balloon, the blue Balloon Works sport balloon up there. And Alan is sponsored by the folks from the Premier Olds Group, Premier Olds Dealers, your Premier Olds Dealers. He is from the Virgin Islands. Now, I think maybe when he gets in just a little Tasia, Jim Neal, Jim and I laughed. We were up in a rally recently up in Ohio together. He said he always knows where there's good food. He said, wherever the food is good, he said, I find you, Tom. You're there with your wife and the crew. And I said, we have a good time enjoying all of the meals wherever we go. Still very flyable, a good balloon. Its pilot, Bill Murtaugh. Bill from Texas, sponsored by the team from the Chinese Inn. Back again with Bill. He's a wonderful pilot. And I'll tell you what, it's fun to see those Picards still flying out there, still airworthy and still doing a great job for all of us.
You can check her up. She's I'll check her up. Her feet.
Now way up there in that red balloon, you know who that is? That's Ray Ewing. Ray, of course, is from Toronto, Ontario, and he's sponsored by the Premier Olds. Over towards it, Kevin Burke would love to take home a Premier Olds at Chiva. Yeah. Would you? Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get this guy here to explain something.
Then they ought to hung an alligator on that pole, Chef. Maybe they could have got that alligator and slit him.
Well, I don't know, but take a look at Bobby Grammer. Uh-huh. Looks like Bobby's decided he's going to come in after it. He sure is. He says, I think I'd take a shot for those keys, get a little close to the pole, maybe get a good drop on this Argonaut here. Jim Thompson and the beautiful Shazam, too.
Wait, so how much is it?
All right, there's Sam Edwards out there in the orange and yellow and blue sawtooth pattern balloon. They're in the beautiful, that little Aurora 54. It's got the fuchsia and the lime green, and I guess we would call that not even a jade green, but what a gorgeous balloon. Bill, of course, a North American champion, still in the hunt, sponsored by the fine folks over at Hancock Bank. It's sage green, isn't that what we'd call that one, Bill? Wait a minute. Well, Cunningham is gonna, and let's see here, we'll give you a half a minute, then we'll see if we can't identify some of the other pilots that are incoming.
Here's my tool.